Davey, a pulsating afternoon here in Leith. A 3-2 win for us against Hibs. You must be delighted after that.
Do you know what? I was shouting that much I gave Marcel a sore head. I actually got tablets off the physio, honestly. I was like, Andy, give me 2 paracetamol. In fact, make it 6. It was had a lot in it, the game, but I felt the boys, I think we created the better chances in the opponent's box. I think we limited them to very, very little. Cross balls for wide areas, the back 3 dealt with very, very well. Back 4 at one point, back 6 at another point. But I thought the first half, Noobs and Penners get a couple of good entries in the final third. Big Noobs just waited past, Penner nice his time and he's run in behind the right back Hardbottle. I thought it was really, really good. We get the first goal from that. And then I think Marshall gets injured on the second time we do that. That's the one that Pitts takes his momentum, takes him into Hardbottle. But if Pitts doesn't slide in for the first goal, whether it's Pitts as well, it's an OG. I don't think it's an OG, if that makes sense. So we do really well, and I think we limit a bit. We couldn't get pressure in the mid-third, so we spoke about it at half-time. I changed the shape to give us an extra body in the forward areas or the midfield areas to try and get a wee bit more pressure on the ball, because I don't think we could have sustained how we ended the first half into the second half. So I think that kind of worked, and we get ourselves into a 3-1 league, and then I think Lee changes his shape to was it a 3-5-2, Mick, or a 3-4-3? It was kind of the shape was gone at that point, but he went to a back 3 and we matched them up, and then they scored a second, and at that point we were probably a 3-5-2 at that point. We kind of go into a 6-3-1, something along the lines. We put Big Morgan on, it brings Mick inside, brings Mick in 5 yards, gives Penrice an extra body, and it gives us a wee bit more height and physicality to deal with the balls in the wide areas. But I think the players, there's important moments in games, and I think the players are going to take huge credit for just managing the game and finding solutions in the game also, because I thought we posed a really good attacking threat in the game, but we also defended. It's a wee bit silly saying that, we lost 2 goals, but on the balance of probabilities and balls in our box, I think they defended their 18-yard box very well.
Safe to say, I think the first goal will go to the dubious goals panel if it is indeed Scott Pittman's. Regardless, massive part in our opening goal this afternoon. How pleased were you with his performance, considering form last season and how he started well this season? I
think he's came back with a bit between his teeth. Wee Pitts has probably been historically, his name just got left in the team sheet. I'm not even going to say it was the first name on the team sheet, it just got left on the team sheet. It was just another position in the park that was, you didn't really need to put a lot of thought in it. But as we've grew, our existence in the Premier League's grew, there's been players coming in, it's created a wee bit more competition in those areas for Pitts. But I genuinely believe we're not going to do anything as a club, as a group, if we're relying on 14, 15 players this year. I spoke to the group about that. We've got a first team change room with 23 players on it. That's subsidised with a couple of players in the away change room, a couple of younger lads like Callan Ledingham, who was on the bench today, wee Sammy who's just coming in. So it's going to take the group to get anything from a league campaign and obviously cup football. So I spoke to the group about that after the game, and the third goal went in. There's boys sitting on the bench that they're not happy they're not playing, they're not happy they've not been a used sub, because you see their faces when you're putting subs on and they're not included. But I promise you, when that third goal went in, the full bench erupted and all the boys were out celebrating. And do you know what, that's the culture, that's the environment that we're trying to create, and we've really got that early doors this season. It's a huge 3 points for us as a club. If you'd looked at the fixture list early doors, I don't think the most optimistic Livy fan would have been overly disappointed with 0 points for 3 games, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. Aberdeen finished third, we get a clean sheet. We go to Ibrox and I thought we played fairly well, albeit the goals, 4 goals, but I thought most of the game the performance was kind of there. You just come out in the end of a bad result, and then today I think we put result before performance. But I think if you ask any manager, any coach, or probably any fan, you're taking result over performance. I am anyway, because you've got to find that group of players, staff, myself, we've got to find a way to win a game of football. And I think the boys done that today. And probably got to give huge credit to Mo. I thought it was an unbelievable strike, a fantastic strike. He keeps threatening me, he keeps telling me he's going to lick it. This is his terminology, putting his foot through it. Gaffer, I'm going to lick it, Gaffer, I'm going to lick it. And I've never seen him licking it. So when he came off the park today, he came up to me and went, "Did you see me lick it?" And I said, "I certainly did, Mo." But it's one of the reasons I brought him into the club, in all honesty. He poses that threat for anywhere between 12 and 25, 30 yards. He's got that in his locker. And I think that was an area of the game, maybe not even just last year, historically, where we've been lacking slightly. Stephen Kelly can bring that to the team as well, to be fair. Me, Brucey's no partial to a shot for out of the box, but Mo's definitely got that power from that distance.
Speaking of goals, our first away league goal since January. To get three very worked
Just
goals
go
at
3
that.
points and he's hitting me with that.
To score
He's
three
sack
very...
pack. Get him out. What about the positivity here?
Positive
You
spin
could have
to
delivered
score,
that question, I think, without the historical message.
to score 3 very well worked goals
There
at
you
that.
go. He wasn't going to say that, was he? Yes.
Must be delighted at that to come here and score 3 very well worked goals.
I am. I'm delighted. Like the passage he played that led to the first goal, whether it's pitches or not, but if pitches not in that area, we don't score. Right? We don't get an OG if it's an OG. The second goal's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I think wee Brucey put the ball in the box. Wee Brucey's as good as anyone in Scotland to go and get it on the end of it. It's a huge part of Brucey's game, and he showed it again today. He's very, very good in the air from cross balls for wide areas. And then Mo comes up with the third goal. So 2 substitutions. I've came on and got us 2 goals. So whoever put the subs on the park, it was inspirational. Genius, some would say. That's probably me, innit? Oh, he's not even giving me anything here. I'm getting nothing, Dave. He doesn't like me. What else?
Tough one next week. Back at home.
Oh, here we go. Let me enjoy this.
We'll enjoy this.
Right, okay.
Just reflecting on next week then, a tough one just to wrap before the international break.
Yeah.
Take on St Mirren at the Tony Mac.
Yeah.
Totally different game from today.
Yeah.
But again, an opportunity to get back in front of the home fans and
Yeah.
hopefully build on this one.
Yeah, listen, if you'd say to me at the start of the season, you're sitting on 0 points after 3 games, I probably wouldn't have been too downbeat. I know what we've got in the change room, but it doesn't always work like that. And we'd have probably been looking at the St Mirren game going, right, this is a test now. This is a real test for us as a group to see where we are as a group, see where we are as a club. You've got to win those games, albeit St Mirren finished 6th last year, we finished 8th. You've got to go and pick points up against teams who are generally in and around your area of the park, of the league, sorry. So it's a huge game, but they're flying. I think Robbo's got real continuity. He's done good business this year, and they're a handful. And it shows you how good a coach Robbo is, himself and Robbo and his staff. That they've lost a big player in Curtis Main, but it's not really had a huge impact in terms of their style of play and their goal scoring ability. So it's going to be hopefully a good game of football, but hopefully one where again, result, we can come out in the right end of the result.